because I told her just write a check to me or give me your credit card, and then we'd just pay it to the station. But I didn't know whether, we haven't opened anything yet, have we?
Well, I've got an account open, but I got to get the papers done.
Okay.
I just have not had the time to, because they want this, and Justin has finally emailed it all to me back a month ago, and I just. Well, when we come back, do you want to bring us back from the break and then read that commercial, and then on the next one I'll read the Italian Villa?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll bring us back, read the commercial, and turn it back to you.
Yeah, say something.
Well, I'm going to say, what about your dates?
Yeah, that'd be good. And then, but like, say something about our sponsors. Go to send them to our website at jpandrb.com. Visit our sponsors. Let them know that you appreciate the programming by visiting them, letting them know that you're listening, and then go into our new sponsor. So we're going to let you bring us back.
Well, good morning out there in Radio Land, and those of you watching on our live feed, will be, it's not live feed, but it will be on YouTube. It'll be posted after a while. You're listening to JP and Dr. B. It's a Friday morning and it's a beautiful day. We really do appreciate all the people who sponsor our program, and encourage you to go to our website and visit our sponsors. Let them know that you heard about them on JP and Dr. B. Ever wonder what it would be like to experience life-changing personal growth reality TV style? It's called psychodrama, and you have to experience it to believe it. Mix in a unique way to look at the world and each other from a different point of reference, and you have sociometry. Plan on attending the second annual Psychodrama and Sociometry Conference in Frisco at the Preston Ridge campus on December 3rd and 4th. The conference, titled Dazzle Your Clients, Healing the Drama, has sessions for individuals looking for self-awareness and professionals looking for new methods in their practice. Visit bridginghearts.com for details and come join in the fun. Again, that conference will be in Frisco at the Preston Ridge campus on December 3rd and 4th, and go to bridginghearts.com for details and join the fun. We thank Katrina Hart and Bridging Hearts for sharing that with us. And again, encourage you to go to our website and look at our sponsors and use them. They're great people. We've been talking this morning about dates, and bad dates in particular. Now, Mustang Callie, you shared one.
Yes.
And I shared one, and I have many, but I just shared one. And
I want to hear from JP.
Action Jackson shared one, but you know, JP just kind of skirted by. So we want to hear, JP, what was one of your worst dates?
You know, I thought about being the program director. I didn't have to worry about sharing bad dates. Don't I get a pass on this, Action?
Oh, no. Your name's on the show.
No. Oh, my name's on the show.
You have to share.
Yeah. Oh, now wait a minute. I'm going to give this programming to Mustang Callie.
And we took a vote.
Oh, it's a democracy now. Well, I'll tell you what, co-workers in the workplace. I don't know if I'm going to do so well with this one. Well, I'll tell you, mine is an interesting one. I was 20 years old. Of course, I was elected at the age of 18 and very excited about that. And it was really neat being the youngest JP elected in the country. And so I made the Guinness Book of World Records. It was exciting, and had this woman come in, and she was talking to me, and we were visiting, and she said, you know, would you like to have dinner sometime? I said, sure. And so we were talking some more, and I told her how old I was, and she told me how old she was. So we met up and had some dinner, and she's ordering drinks, and I'm 20, and she had told me she was 25. And so we're getting into the dinner part. She's had a couple glasses of wine, and she looks over at me, and she says, you know, you were just so cute, and I felt like I was a plush toy all of a sudden.
Listen to this, Callie.
Yeah, I felt like I was a plush toy. She's like, oh, you're so cute, and you're so funny, and I said, yes. Now, how old are you again? You said, oh, I'm 37. I'm like, so I had to excuse myself, and I left for a minute, and I paid the bill, and I came back and said, oh, you know what? I just got a phone call from the jail. I've got to run. I've got to go.
Great excuse.
Got to go.
Work as an excuse.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. And so I had to leave, and she called me a couple different times, and I didn't return the phone call, and then she came up to my workplace. And so, again, you know, these disastrous dates have a tendency to really impact our workplace. And so she came up to my workplace, and so I had to tell my clerk, please tell her to go away. I don't want to talk to her or see her. So I was using my court coordinator as a shield because, 25 is okay. It's a little bit older, but that's okay. But 37 was a little bit of a stretch.
A little push.
I think there's a television show. I can't remember what it's called, but what are they? Cougars, right?
Cougars.
Yeah,
I think you're cougar bait.
Evidently, I was. I was back then. I was cougar bait, and that was a disastrous date as an adult. Of course, I had plenty at high school. I mean, I screwed that up all the time. I'm sure just like the gentleman that tried to take Callie out for bullets in Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Just not generally a good time. But, again, let's refer back, though, to the impact that it does have on the workplace. In fact, it took away her doing that and coming up to the office even after the fact, took up about 20 or 30 minutes away from the day that should have been spent working on work. And, if you're not careful out there, and especially if a coworker is one that you date, which I highly recommend against. I've never done it. It's always been my rule that you do not date a coworker because it can cause real problems in the workplace, and it really hurts productivity. And I've had friends that have been fired from their job because they could not separate their personal life from their work life.
Yeah, but it's so common because we tend to date people that we have a lot of contact with. And you're working with somebody side by side, like at Wild Wings
Buffalo.
or something, and you just say, well, boy, they're nice at work. Maybe they'd be nice on a date. And maybe not.
Maybe not. Well, folks, if you're just joining in, we are on point with JP and Dr. B. We have our intern, Mustang Callie, in. You can find us at jpanddrab.com. You can go to the bottom and listen live, or you can even catch us on YouTube. We will be live Monday, finding out that our encoder is in place and that we are in good shape. However, the show will be posted on YouTube. You can find us at JP and Dr. B on YouTube and watch the recording. We will post the show within 30 minutes after the show is over with, so we have it on the same day. I do want to apologize to all of our listeners out there. I keep getting hits on the show from Tuesday where I talked about my weight loss and talked about the dieting that I've been doing, which really isn't dieting, it's just been eating healthy. But somehow we had it in video mode and it went into a fast forward, and when we posted it to YouTube, it looks like we are doing an hour show in 24 seconds. We're really not, and we are working on that to try and figure out to find some software to slow that down. But to let you know, come Monday from 6:30 to 7 a.m., I'm going to reveal my eating habits and how I've been able to do this through proper eating habits. And if you go to our Facebook page at JP and Dr. B or John Edward Payton, I am posting my meals now so that you can see them. I posted dinner last night, and I had a lot of folks ask how I'm cooking all of that. So that's coming up Monday. We also have Dr. Clothier. We're going to be talking men's health. This is, I think, Men's Health Month, or is it just an excuse for you to grow your beard, Dr.
No,
B?
this is Men's Health Month, and so I'm growing the beard in honor of that and to make awareness, that men matter too. How's that?
That's right. So we'll be discussing men's health on Monday at 6:30 in the morning. But right now, we are talking disastrous dates. Did they impact you in the workplace? Lines are open. Feel free to call in at 214-787-1160. If you're sitting in traffic, there's a good time to pick up your phone and call in. We also want to congratulate Elizabeth yesterday. She won our family 4-pack, and she has 3 little ones and is super excited about taking her kids out to Sea Life Aquarium. Also behind the board, and one of our producers is Action Jackson. Good morning, Action. And so he even had a disastrous date, poor fella. Took her out to a nice restaurant and all. He would have been better off going to Chick-fil-A with a pickle.
Yeah.
One pickle. Yeah, that pickle's important.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. I wonder if somebody sat in a research room and said, you ruin the flavor of the chicken if you put more than 1 pickle on the sandwich.
There probably is a government study on that.
Oh, I'm sure there is. Well, and of course, folks, you are the morning group, but in the evening, we used to talk about mustard and ketchup packets in the cafeteria. The government actually regulates the amount of ketchup and mustard a kid can eat. So I wouldn't be surprised if they regulated the number of pickles you can put on a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
So if they're mustard and ketchup police, as we discussed, surely there must be pickle police out there
Pickle
somewhere.
police, I'll
They
tell
said
you.
you can't be too healthy. We're just going to put 1.
Just
one
Maybe too
pickle.
healthy.
That's right. We want to say hello out
Fried
there.
chicken sandwich.
Yeah, a fried chicken sandwich. We want to say hello out there to Tricia Gura and David McCurdy and Lisa Aiken and Arminda Mills and Allie Chase and Michelle Garza and Kumi Curry and Devona Ravenhold for listening in this morning and chiming in on our Facebook page. Thank you so much. it takes good listeners to be able to have a good show, and we're excited. So today we're talking about disastrous dates, disastrous business deals, and then we're going to go into funny news. But Dr. B, you know, before we go to break and we come back and talk about yours, because I want to talk about your experience when you were in Destin, Florida, because I think we've all had that experience. But I got to talk about Kodak for a minute.
All right.
Talking about disastrous business deals, Kodak was, of course, the first digital camera back in 1977, right? So the technology is changing, the landscape of the industry is changing. Some of the businesses that are adapting are now thriving, and others continue to do the old thing until it's too late. Well, guess what? Kodak was one of those. They fell from grace due to the advent of the digital camera. The situation is a little bit different though. Kodak filed a patent for one of the first digital cameras, one that used a magnetic cassette to store images of about 100 kilobytes back in 1977. However, Kodak made so much money on film, it didn't introduce the technology at the time to the public. Yeah, can you believe that? Oh, who's going to pick up a digital camera?
Yeah.
Nobody. Oh, come on. Nobody's going to pick up a digital camera. Kodak continued its focus on traditional film cameras even when it was clear the market was moving to digital. When it finally got into the digital market, Kodak was selling cameras at a loss and still couldn't make strong gains against other manufacturers who have been producing digitals for years. They lost out on a market of over $150 billion.
Yeah.
$150 billion, and Kodak still has not recovered. Well, of course, the interesting tidbit on that is that now all your SLR cameras have gone filmless, you know, and so they may have been relying on commercial, they may have been relying on semi-professional, I don't know, but folks, stay tuned as we come back. We're going to talk about Destin, Florida with Dr. B and his fantastic restaurant experience, and then some funny things in the news, so stay tuned.
Your mic's in my face.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Well, talk to me.
Yeah, the camera.
So we might put a poll up and see if we like the mic in Dr. B's face or in Callie's face.
Or the back of your head.
Or the back of my head, maybe, in your face. So we might have to do a poll on that and vote on that. But
Yeah.
stay tuned. Hopefully you're having a good time. Feel free to leave us some comments on our YouTube page. Go to our Twitter page at JP and Dr. B and catch our updates. Go to our Facebook page, JP and Dr. B. Call into the studio, 214-787-1160. Or you can go on a date with Action Jackson. You are promised a pickle and a fried chicken sandwich without a shadow of a doubt.
If you love Chick-fil-A, he's your guy.
He's your guy.
He's your guy.
Hey,
So-
I'm really happy that we have people listening.
Yeah.
Really good.
No colors.
Yeah.
Not yet.
You know, this is one of those things that'll take a while, I think, to get some
Yeah.
open lines going.
Yeah.
I think, but you know, sometimes I'm like this. If content is so good, I just rather just hear it
Listen,
and
right.
pay attention to it, and different things like that.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Because whenever you're given like good content, I just want to hear, you know, and all that good stuff. So this is great content, especially for Friday.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to keep
We,
Fridays
we
fun.
want Friday's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
And I think we've incorporated
some business
the
issues.
business
Yeah.
aspect.
Oh, you did a great job.
Yeah.
Great job. So.
Can I get your keys so I can-
In fact, I think we've talked more about business today
Then all
than
week.
we've talked all week about business. But yeah, I just, you know, open lines is a much harder deal, you know.
Well, like you said, it's getting people used to calling
Yeah.
and for one thing, letting them know this is our first week in
Yeah.
mornings and our first really Friday fun time and open.
Yeah.
So,
Just got to keep pushing it on our social media. You know, have you seen our Facebook page, JP and Dr. B?
yeah,
Yeah, it's blown up.
it has been
I think
blowing
we've picked up
Yes,
another
it has.
50, and I think we picked up 50 more hits on our Facebook page this week.
And I can guarantee you, management are listening and different things like that.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Because I was matter of fact, I told this one particular person, I said, hey, I wouldn't doubt that Judge and Dr. B show can go for this 1 hour up against Mark Davis. He
Really?
said, it'll take a while, but I think it'll take a while.
Well,
So I'm about content.
Mark has established himself, though, for
Yeah,
years.
for
And
years.
it's like I told Dr. B, the way to do this is grassroots. And Mark has done the grassroots.
Oh no, he's good. I'm just saying, going up against that content,
Yeah.
head and all that, it works. It's really good.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm having fun, that's for
Yep,
sure.
yep, it's fun.
So, great job, Dr. B.
Thank you.
Yeah, my disastrous date was truly a disastrous date. 37, I'm like, yeah, we're not going back to your place.
Coffee is terrible.
Well, we'll have to make sure we
But-
bring some of our own.
Yeah, that's
We have to drink
the
it,
problem.
'cause-
Is Starbucks isn't open at